Okay, well, thank you very much. Today is Saturday, January 11. Welcome lahat sa'yo. Lahat kayo po. Welcome to my program. Ito po si Nico Fabian sa programa niya Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And today is Saturday, sabi ko Saturday and January 11. And it is day for rest na tayo po, no? Because from Monday to Friday, ang mga working people, very busy sa mga trabaho nila. And of course, pagdating naman weekend, Saturday and Sunday, konting rest na tayo. And let's make this weekend a very happy and peaceful and memorable, sabihin natin, weekend para sa pamilya natin or para sa buhay natin po, no? Sa buhay natin. And yeah, nandito pa rin si Nico sa Manila, and of course, busy pa rin tayo. I just finished on my purpose in coming down to Philippines, and today is a rest day sa akin, no? Rest day para sa akin, rest day, and I will take time today na I am going to see some places dito po sa Manila, especially itong sabihin natin scheduled Iglesia ni Cristo, peace rally to be held on Monday. Dalawang tulog na lang, and of course we will see ang ano natin, ang peace rally. Now, peace rally, I'll be talking about it later. I'll show you some sabihin natin itong video clips. So more or less you will have the idea, no? The idea kung ano itong peace rally organized by no other than ang Iglesia ni Cristo, Iglesia ni Cristo, which they have more than 20 or more than 2 to 3 million members nationwide, no? Nationwide. So it's a very big group pagdating religious group dito sa Pilipinas. And of course, dahil we are looking at 2025, sa May 12, na we are going to hold sa Pilipinas ang midterm election. So some people might take advantage of this peace rally nationwide, no? To ayan, parang expose, mag-epal sila dyan sa rally. But of course, please don't do that. Mga politicians who have been calling, not only we in the media, but also ang organizer ng peace rally, ang Iglesia ni Cristo, and other religious group that do not make use this rally for your political agenda, no? For your political agenda. But anyway, sige po, all my friends, kababayan ko dyan sa Malaysia, no? West Malaysia, sa Kuala Lumpur, as well as yun, mga kababayan ko, mga overseas Filipino workers, mga friends ko, Malaysian friends, dyan sa Sabah, East Malaysia, particularly in the city of Kota Kinabalu, which I'm staying, no? Pero dito tayo ngayon sa Manila, no? Dito tayo ngayon sa Manila and doing something, not only for my personal things, no? Business trip ito, but also for, try to make use of this trip, so that I will be able to give some updates or sabihin natin information regarding what is happening in the Philippines. We have a lot of activities in the Philippines, ang Christmas, tapos New Year, tapos Three Kings, and then dumating pa ang Feast of the Black Nazarene last January 9, and of course January 13 will be another big event dito sa Manila or sa Pilipinas. But anyway, before going to our main topic, as always, gusto na talaga ako po, no? It's always my intention that I will start my program with a prayer. Importante yun po. Always let us thank God for giving us another day, no? And huwag natin kalimutan na if not because of our Creator, God, then we are nobody. We are nobody in this world. This is for this reason that I always wish or want that I'm going to start my program with a prayer. And that prayer is being provided to us, to me, and for all of you. Ang isang Pilipino rin, very active sa Immaculate Conception ng Kota Kinabalu Parish Church dyan sa Sabah, sa Kota Kinabalu, Filipino prayer group leader, si Noel Flores Tingson. ito po, regularly he will message me ang daily prayers natin. So at this very point, I would like to ask my followers, my friends, overseas Filipino workers dyan sa Sabah, no? And wherever you are, be it sa mga iba-ibang nation sa mundo, no? Like Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Cambodia, Vietnam, Lebanon, or sa Amerika, kung nasaan po kayo, mga overseas Filipino workers, at saka mga kababayan ko, those who migrated in their respective countries now. Now, I would like to say, please join me in this very simple prayer provided to us by our kababayan din po, si Noel Flores Tingson. Please join me. Almighty Father, I adore and praise you as the one, true and living God of my life. By your grace, you blessed me with the gift of life and embraced my whole being despite my limitations and shortcomings. Also, thank you for this day, and thank you for dwelling in my heart and in the hearts of those who believe and trust in you. Father, I need you always in my life. Your presence within me energizes and empowers my soul. Your love makes me feel complete, courageous, and secure. Father, I also ask you to bless my family members with a deeper understanding and compassion for one another. Help us in our daily needs, and through your guidance, lead us to face our trials and pains and bravely resolve those challenges under our control. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you very much, Brother Noel, for sharing this Saturday prayer to us in this program. Noel Flores Tingson, God bless you. God bless to your wife. God bless to your children. And God bless to all your members in this Immaculate Conception prayer group of Kota Kinabalu Parish Church. Alright? Thank you very much. Okay po, tuloy natin ang programa natin. And this time around, yes, I mentioned that we have a lot of, sabihin natin, big celebrations dito sa Pilipinas. And it is for this reason, one of the reasons why I came down to Manila, it is because I also want to participate, maybe not physically, no? Participate in the celebration or procession ng Black Nazarene, which was celebrated January 9, no? January 9, that was Thursday. And for your information, ang dami po tao na followed ang procession ng Black Nazarene. In fact, the celebration started January 7 and concluded January 8, January 9, the actual day of the celebration, Feast of Black Nazarene. And I was made to understand, for your information, mga kababayan ko, I was made to understand a total of 7 to 8 million people, devotees, attended or participated po dyan sa procession, starting from Quirino Grandstand dito po sa Maynila para papunta dyan sa Quiapo Church, sa Quiapo Church. And I was also made to understand meron daw something like no less than 800 injuries, no? Although these are not major injuries, no? Minor injuries, and they were given medical assistance by the medics, no? Kasi ang dami din mga medics present during the procession. Just imagine, 7 to 8 million people is a big crowd. No? It's really a big crowd. So nandyan din ang mga police, enforcement personnel, nandyan to make sure that everything will run smoothly during this, sabihin natin, ang procession. Ako naman, I did not go and participate sa procession dahil po we were advised itong by the organizers ng Quiapo Church, no? Na yung mga senior citizens na kung pwede lang at saka kung may sakit kayo, do not participate na lang and just making sure that you participate through prayers na lang, no? Through prayers. Ako naman, I said, I don't think so. I will participate because I know myself. Medyo, na tayo, mahina na tayo. Although, as a media man, as a responsible journalist, sana lang po I attended. Pero sabi ko, wag na because let other people do it for us. Tagal na tayo sa media. And there are so many ways also how to play a role sa activity na yan, ang Feast of Black Nazarene. But anyway, before going any further, again, I would like to say also, ang daughter-in-law ko, si Chris Muhammad, I would like to say good morning to you. Thank you very much for watching. Si Chris Malin is in Tawi-Tawi, Bonggao, no? How do you do? How are you? And how's your husband, si Jericho, si Jem, ang mga bata dyan. Also, shout out din kay Jericho, Fabian, also the husband of Chris Malin. Yeah. God bless you. Happy New Year sa inyo. And yes, Merry Christmas, belated Merry Christmas. Sana po enjoy na enjoy kayo during the Yuletide season. And of course, you welcome ang New Year 25 in a very, very, sabihin natin, enjoyable, memorable, and problem-free celebration po or welcoming of this year of the snake, no? Year of the snake 2025. Yeah, when we talk about snake, of course, we are going to usher again the year of the snake or Chinese New Year po sa January 29. It's a big event also. Okay, to Jericho and to Chris Malin and their family, I would like to say, God bless you. And take good care of yourself. Alright? So, okay, let's move on. I would like to say also, yon who are celebrating their birthday today, no? January 11. What a beautiful Saturday. No? So those who are celebrating their birthday, I would like to say happy birthday to all of you. Salamat Hari Jadi, no? Or Salamat Hari Natal. We say it in Malay. So all the best sa inyo. And when you celebrate, make sure that prudent spending lang, no? Kasi galing na tayo sa maraming gastos December and New Year. So, okay lang. But anyway, it's always nice. It's our tradition as Filipinos, no? We will celebrate maski paano ang birthday natin. So, long life, may pansit kayo. And kung may kunting pera kayo, di magbili kayo ng lechon worth 30,000 pesos. Narinig ko ang lechon dito sa Pilipinas. Starting from 11,000 to 30,000. Grabe, ano? Pero kung may extra kayo, then you buy a lechon, yung mga 30,000 para marami talaga magkain, para maraming bisita. Anyway, yeah, jokingly aside, I hope you are going to enjoy ang new chapter ninyo pa, no? Because you are celebrating your birthday. Also, those are celebrating any other occasions like wedding anniversaries, death anniversary, or whatever anniversaries, I would like to say and wish that this day, your celebration will be peaceful, enjoyable, memorable, and problem-free. Alright. So, let's move on. Let's move on po sa natin, sa programa natin, and this time around I would like to share sa inyo po ang clippings ko. Although it was a little bit late, I didn't attend the procession January 9, but the following day, after my trip sa probinsya, pagbalik ako dito, I managed to visit the Campus Church, and marami pa rin tao, no? Si Chris Malin was saying, thanks God, Happy New Year, and magsukol ni Kaam Kamemon. Take care also. Magsukol tuod. Magsukol tuod. Alright. So, okay, let's move on, and I'm going to share with you Kunting clippings lang ito po regarding ang sitwasyon dyan sa Quiapo, which I managed to record. That was yesterday, no? After my trip sa ibang probinsya, pagdating ako dito, so I was able to immediately go to a Quiapo church and see the situation. Ang dami pa rin tao, no? Ang dami pa rin tao. And nandito po, I will show it to you. Pasensya lang ko because I'm not a professional cameraman. I'm not a professional cameraman. But anyway, I will share with you this video clip that I took, or recorded yesterday when I visited ang Quiapo. Jericho and Crismalin, I know you missed this place also. You missed this place also. So, hanggang dito na lang tayo. Hanggang sa video clippings na lang tayo, no? Yeah, of course, I would like to shout out also to my wife, si Mary, and ang mga children ko dyan sa KL. And I hope everything is fine on a very nice, beautiful Saturday morning sa inyong lahat, no? Sa inyong lahat. And enjoy kayo I hope you will enjoy itong program. Itong program Saturday vlogging ko. It's a daily program pero sometimes nagmi-miss tayo dahil may sa Manila mahirap ang signal. Ang signal. Kasi if you notice yun sa YouTube ko, nahirapan ko lagay ang vlogging ko, yung daily vlogging, mas lalo na yung nandito ako ngayon sa Pilipinas, nahirapan ko po, no? To download ang program ko po dahil mahina ang signal. But anyway, to Paul Enriquez, Paulie Enriquez from Zamboanga, but originally from Basilan. I met him yesterday dito sa Manila. I would like to say good morning, God bless you, Paul and your wife, and good luck sa visa application ninyo, no? I was made to understand that you are here to do your visa, US visa application. Good luck sa inyo po, no? Si Paulie Enriquez at saka ang wife niya and mga anak niya. Alright. Sabi ni Jericho, yeah, it's been 7 years since I visited Quiapo Church. Okay. Anyway, alright. Nandito po. Jericho, nandito. I will share with you ang Quiapo. No? Crowded na crowded. Kaibigan ko dyan sa Sabah, I would like to say, kunting lang kayo, pasensya. Medyo hindi ako professional cameraman, but my purpose was to give you an idea kung paano ang Quiapo Church. No? Ang Quiapo Church. Nandito po. Let's watch. Hold on, start tayo ng beginning. Hold on. Yan po ang sitwasyon sa Quiapo Church yesterday, January 10, no? Hapon na yan po because I arrived from sa probinsya. I had a meeting there. Pagdating ako dito, immediately I went straight to Quiapo Church and I just want to see kung anong sitwasyon sa Quiapo. And of course, share it with you. Sana enjoy kayo po, no? Maski paano I managed to give you an idea kumusta or how is the scenario dyan po sa Quiapo Church yesterday. And today, it will be crowded as well as tomorrow because tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday po. So, yun po. 7 to 8 million during the actual day of the Feast of Black Nazarene. 7 to 8 million devotees attended or participated the procession, and it took how many hours? It was a long procession. They started early in the morning, 4 o'clock. There was a mass. After that, there was a fireworks, and after the fireworks, they proceeded para sa Quiapo Church. And a total of no less than 800 reported devotees receive medical attention from the medics, in the area. So, but anyway, wala naman fatal incident, no? O grabe na insidente or somebody died, no? Somebody died during the procession. So it was so crowded and heavy traffic talaga sa Manila, and that is one of the reasons why hindi na ako nag-participate din sa procession last Thursday. Kasi dumating ako dito January 8, na gabi na yan, the following day. I really wanted to go, tapi I look at the situation, sabi ko medyo mahirap yata dahil may arthritis na tayo, may senior citizen na tayo, no? Senior citizen na tayo. But anyway, nandun pa rin ang prayers ko, and yes, I will continue to make sure that ang devotion ko kay, sabihin natin, kay Black Nazarene, I will continue po, no? And I will encourage mga kababayan ko, no? Yeah, please include your devotion kay Black Nazarene, and I have a strong belief sa kanya, no? So anyway, sige, let's continue itong programa natin, and this time around, I'm sure you want to know some latest news dito po sa Manila. Weather condition in Manila as of this morning, okay na okay po, no? Clear ang sky nila, and yeah, it's good, it's good to go, sabihin natin, visit places. Mamaya, I'm going to visit places like kagaya sa Quirino Grandstand. I want to go and see the preparation, because on Monday, dalawang tulong na lang. On Monday, now we are going to, or the Philippines, the Philippines will see, I think it will be record-breaking, Guinness record-breaking, wherein sabihin natin, ang Iglesia ni Cristo will be holding a peace rally, no? A peace rally, and they're looking at more than 1 million people to participate sa peace rally. But this is not a protest rally. This is a peace rally, and of course, the organizers keep on repeating, no? Reminding everybody, especially the politicians, do not make use of this peace rally as or politicize this peace rally, no? Wala yon mga tapolin ninyo, mga pangalan ninyo, and all this thing, and then shouting, resign na Marcos, and then we need Sara Duterte. Wala yung ganyan po. Please don't do that. This is a peace rally, and design para sa kabutihan ng nasyon natin, ng Pilipinas, and for all the Filipinos po. Dahil sa ito po, if you remember, dahil sa impeachment, wherein President Marcos himself message sa Kongreso saying na do not waste time, do not push through with this impeachment complaint against VP Sara. And of course, naging controversial issue, very issue dito sa Pilipinas, until finally, sabihin natin, Iglesia ni Cristo decided to organize a peace rally. And I was made to understand that ang grupo din ni Pastor Kibuloy will also be participating. Will also be participating on Monday's very big event, peace rally po. No? And of course, the Iglesia ni Cristo already announced officially that it is open to everybody, provided that they make sure that they will not misuse itong gathering po. Some people will say it will trigger the People's Power 3. Siguro po, huwag na tayo magtanong ganyan pa, no? Let's mindsetting natin po, focus on the purpose of the peace rally. But anyway, before talking about the peace rally, ito muna po ang mga news, headlines or hot issues dito sa Pilipinas. I'm sure ang mga kababayan ko dyan sa Sabah, Malaysia, mga Filipinos, no? They also want to know, Sir Nick, ano bang latest news dyan sa Pilipinas? And nandito po ang news report aired by ang idol ko, si Ted Filon, this morning, together with DJ Shasha, no? DJ Shasha. Every day I give this latest updates, news natin po, no? Sa programa, News sa Pilipinas. And this time around, let's listen to the latest news broadcast by Ted Filon and Shasha, DJ Shasha. Ito po ang mga notisya aired this morning by Ted Filon. Let's listen to this.
Ating balitang dapat yung malaman. Magandang umaga po. Ako po si Ted Filon.
Ako naman po si DJ Chacha.
At una po sa ating balitang pambansa, umabot po ng halos 21 oras ang traslasyon ng Poong Jesus Nazareno kahapon. Nakarating po sa simbahan ng Quiapo ang andas 1:26 kaninang madaling araw. Eksaktong 20 oras at 45 minuto ang tinagal po ng prosesyon. Mula nung ito'y magsimula alas 4 po na 41 ng madaling araw kahapon. Mas matagal yan kumpara po sa 15 oras lamang na traslasyon noong pong nagdaang taon. Sa tala nga po ng mga otoridad, 8 milyong deboto ang lumahok sa traslasyon kahapon. Mas marami rin yan kumpara sa higit na 6 na milyong sumama noong pong 2024.
Hindi naman naiwasang masugatan ng ilang debotong sumama sa traslasyon ng Poong Jesus Nazareno. Sa Palangka Street, isang babaeng nasugatan sa ulo matapos tamaan ng matigas na bagay sa kasagsagan ng prosesyon. Napagok naman ang isang lalaki matapos sumampas sa andas at mahulog ito. May ilan ding deboto pa ang nabalian, hinimatay at kinailangang maisugod sa ospital. Sa tala po ng Philippine General Hospital o PGH at ng Red Cross, umabot sa halos 500 ang kinailangang lapatan ng lunas mula noong Miyerkules ng gabi hanggang hapon.
Samantala, niliwanag po naman ng isang eksperto na walang dapat ikabahala ang publiko sa pagtaas ng kaso ng human metapneumovirus o HMPV sa China. Ayon po sa infectious disease expert na si Dr. Edsel Salvania, tipikal na tumataas ang kaso po ng HMPV kapag malamig ang klima tulad nga sa China. Ito na po'y walang pinagkaiba sa ibang respiratory illness pero wala pa itong specific na gamot at bakuna. Para lang daw itong ubo at trangkaso kaya nga pumahirap na ma-diagnose ng mga doktor. Pero niliwanag po ni Dr. Salvania na walang dapat ikabahala sa pagdami nga po ng kaso ng HMPV dahil malabo raw itong magdulot ng pandemya.
Ang nangyayari lang kasi siguro, I don't know, unang-una yung sa pandemic kasi na-focus yung China. Kahit anong gawin ng China, kung may respiratory virus, I guess people are paying attention kasi yun nga, type 2 na rin sila, di ba? SARS-CoV-1, tapos SARS-CoV-2.
Yan po ang tinig ni infectious disease expert Dr. Edsel Salvania.
Samantala sa ibang balita, planong sampahan ang kasong kriminal ng Bureau of Immigration ang mga nagkakanlong sa mga illegal alien o mga hindi dokumentadong mga dayuhan. Bahagi po yan ng mas pinaigting na kampanya ng BI matapos maipatupad ang ban sa mga pogo na pinapasukan dati ng libo-libong foreign pogo workers. Ayon sa BI, kasama sa pupwedeng makasuhan ang mga mapapatunayang nagkanlong, nagtago o kaya na may nagampon sa mga iligal na dayuhang naninirahan sa bansa. Sa huling tala ng BI, nasa higit 30,000 nakarehistrong foreign pogo workers sa bansa. Pero mahigit 20,000 pa lamang ang umaalis matapos ang pogo ban.
Samantala pa rin, iginito naman ng Supreme Court na dapat daw ay mapatunayang may malinaw na intensyong dungisan ang dignidad ng isang bata bago matawag na child abuse. Sa desisyong pong inilabas ni Associate Justice Joseph Lopez, pinatigan ng Second Division ng Supreme Court ang hatol sa isang ama na sobra-sobra ang pananakit para disiplinahin ang kanyang dalawang anak. Kabilang po sa inireklamo ang pananakit ng ama sa mga bata dahil daw po lamang sa hindi sila kumain at kulang ang naipon nilang pera sa alkansya. Depensa ng ama, gusto lang po na niyang disiplinahin ang mga bata. Pero kinatigan po ng Supreme Court ang desisyon ng RTC at Court of Appeals na hatulan siyang guilty sa paglabag po sa Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation at Discrimination Act. Dito ng Supreme Court, bagamat may karapatang disiplinahin po ng mga magulang ang kanilang mga anak, hindi maaaring sobra-sobra ang pananakit dahil magpapakita na ito ng intensyon ng magulang na yurakan ang dignidad ng mga bata.
Samantala mga kapatid, oras po muna natin, 6:40.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Yan ang mga latest developments natin, ang mga headlines nila dito sa Manila, no? Ang mga news nila dito. And of course, when we talk about this report on the China virus, well, don't worry. Ha? Made from China yun eh, hindi yun magtagal eh. Walang quality yun eh. Hindi yun magtagal yun, sabi mga tao dito eh. Hindi yun kanila. You see what happens sa COVID-19, sabi nila, made in China. Hindi. Pero, mahirap na po. Nagiging worried ng mga Filipino dahil po during the time sa COVID, ang China tried to hide ang real story of COVID-19, no? Of COVID-19 yung virus na yun. So when itong news early this week na dito sa Pilipinas, na worried din ng mga Filipinos dahil po they're thinking already baka ang China is just hiding again, no? They don't give the real story of this virus. And of course, nakita natin sa mga international news, no? Broadcast. Now, ang daming mga hospitals sa China crowded with children having this virus. Pero nothing to worry, sabi ang DOH natin dito, it is normal lang yun po, dahil sa weather condition. Weather condition, parang trangkaso lang yun po. Okay, let's move on sa programa natin. Nothing to worry. Nothing to worry. Parents po, when you discipline your children, please, physical punishment, no? Kagaya I reported a few days ago, dyan sa Sabah, one Filipino was jailed, no? And asked to do community service for 2 years yata yun, no? Because somebody complained, no? Somebody complained ang how he punished his son yata yun, o daughter na yun, no? So, straight up, meron tayong Child Abuse Act, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, hanggang sa Malaysia, at saka sa iba-ibang nation, meron sila their own version on how to protect ang mga bata, ang child. So, parents, please, when you discipline your children, please don't use physical, no? Don't be physical. To Raymond Pang, I would like to say good morning to you, Raymond Pang. Sa KK, ito si Mr. Raymond Pang. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for watching my program. And of course, to the latecomers, I would like to say, thank you for participating. And I'm now talking about the Black Nursery celebration held last Thursday, and a little news on the latest developments in the Philippines. And now let's talk about this INC, ang Iglesia ni Cristo Peace Rally to be held on Monday, scheduled on Monday po. It will be held in Quirino Grandstand already, no? Quirino, that's the official venue now, official venue, and it is nationwide. Okay. I'll show you. I'll show you a video clip about the peace rally. Peace rally na po. Let's focus on the peace rally. Ano ba ito? Peace rally. Sandali po. Ito po.
Prerogative to question.
Interview. Interview ito about the rally kay Congressman Marcoleta. Dante Marcoleta. And yeah, you know who's Marcoleta. Marcoleta or Congressman Marcoleta is aspiring to be a senator during this when we are going to have this president or midterm election by May 12 po, no? May 12. So, let's listen po ang interview sa kanya.
National issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront. Good morning. I am Attorney Karen Jimeno. A massive and nationwide Iglesia ni Cristo Rally for Peace will take place on January 13, Monday. This is a public call for Congress to heed President Bongbong Marcos's directive not to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte. Given the expected huge number of people to attend, the rally becomes a tempting venue for politicians and their supporters to promote their respective political interests. Will the INC Rally for Peace be spared from politicking? To give us an insight on what's going to happen on Monday, joining us here at the BNC studio is Sagip Party List Representative and Senatorial Aspirant, Congressman Rodante Marcoleta. Good morning, Congressman Dante.
Morning, Attorney Karen. It's a privilege to have been invited again.
And it's a privilege to have you back here, Congressman Dante. So first, let's talk about the INC rally next Monday, January 13. What is this Rally for Peace all about?
Well, I can only tell you so much, Attorney Karen. I can base it only from initial pronouncements made. I am not privy to the organizing committee, so I think it's only a peace advocating. It's a peace. It's a rally for peace. That's all. I think the INC is also wanting to see and send a message across the nation that peace is a factor in achieving development and progress to this country.
Congressman Dante, this rally comes at a time when 3 impeachment complaints have already been filed against Vice President Sara. Is the INC politically supporting President Bongbong Marcos or Vice President Sara Duterte, or both?
There was no pronouncements made to that effect, Attorney Karen, as far as I am concerned. I think the INC is not averse to impeachment per se, provided that the processes and procedures are taken within the bounds of law. Maybe because what is happening in Congress in relation to the procedures taken so far, maybe there are questionable procedures that the INC might have observed.
But for you as a lawyer, what do you see are the questionable procedures that have been done?
Well, first of all, it all started with the budget briefing, Karen. I suppose the initial salvo was the presentation of the budget of the Office of the Vice President and even the budget of the then, when she was then a secretary of the Department of Education. In the OBP budget, she was heavily questioned by the members of the Appropriations Committee. A scenario that was not the case with the rest of the vice presidents I have so far observed in my long time in the House of Representatives. So was very highly unusual to question the budget briefing of the Vice President, because in the long time that I have been there, I have observed how Vice President Binay presented his budget, even Vice President Noli Castro, and for that matter, even Vice President Leni Robredo. It was more of a formality, because I think the very basis why they were present during the presentation of their budget is the trust and confidence to the second highest position in government. But that did not happen during the time of Vice President Sara Duterte. Of course, initially when there is no quarrel yet, specifically in 2002 and 2003,
2022 and 2023.
yes, 2023 and 2022, that was not the case. I think the budget of the Office of the Vice President was disposed in the nick of time, like 30 minutes to 20 minutes.
But based on House rules, is there really
A maritime transportation specialist responding to the demand for diverse transportation needs worldwide. We are MOL. From the Blue...
a prerogative on the part of Congress to question during a budget briefing? So I understand that there's a difference between a budget briefing and then when the budget hearing goes to plenary. So is there really, based on the rules, a prerogative to question during the
That
budget
was the kind of argument that they utilize in insisting to question the Vice President during the presentation of her budget. But she maintained that what she was presenting before the committee at that time is the 2025 budget. But most of the members were insistent in questioning the utilization of the budget in 2022 and 2023, which I think started the friction. I was trying to, of course, advise them that that was not the period with which or within which the questions on the utilization of budget must be asked, because she was still presenting, I think, the budget, but they were so eager to question the Vice President, and I can almost say that the intention was different. I think the intention was to embarrass the Vice President.
do you
Okay, that's it. You heard it from Dante, or Congressman Dante Marcoleta. And yeah, that's exactly what happened, how it started. Ang decision to organize this peace rally nationwide po. So, ingat lang tayo, ang mga politicians natin, please don't take advantage of this peace rally. Don't take advantage of this peace rally. Para ang purpose or ang aim ng peace rally will not be disturbed. Will not be disturbed. Okay, let's move on pa. Let's move on. Mayroon pa tayo dito konting footage. I don't know. You hold on. Next footage I would like to share with you is saan ba ito? Mayroon pa ba tayo footage dito? You hold on, ha? Kanino ba ito? Let's check.
galing naman sa RTM?
Okay. When we talk about, sabihin natin ang rally, nandito na naman po another news article or news video clip that I want to share with you. And please listen to this, especially those who wants to or contemplating of participating in the peace rally po. In the peace rally. Please listen to this and please follow the instructions la po. Make sure that you follow the whatever sabihin natin ang mga advices ng organizers when it comes to the participation in the Monday's scheduled rally. Bring your own plastic bag so that you can put your your rubbish, your rubbish, and of course, don't bring mga placards and all these things shouting about, putting color sa rally, making it or politicizing it. Huwag naman po sana, no? Huwag naman po sana. So, nandito, I will share with you itong footage. You listen carefully po. Nandito po. Alright, sandali lang ha.
Gagawin itong National Rally for Peace ng Iglesia ni Cristo dyan din sa Quirino Grandstand. So matapos yung pista ng Poong Jesus Nazareno ay doon naman tayo sa gathering nitong Iglesia ni Cristo. So ang ina-expect dito ng MMDA ay dadalo ang tinatayang nasa 1 million na members coming from Central and Southern Luzon. And of course, yung mga taga Metro Manila ina-expect din magpunta dyan. So dahil ganun karami yung inaasahang pumunta dyan, marami ring inaasahang sasakyan na magpupuntahan dyan sa area na yan. In fact, they are expecting around 15,000 private cars, buses, and minibuses na magpapark dyan sa area. So nag-designate na sila ng iba't ibang parking areas. Top of mind right now, Jovi, Chigi, Mase, ay yung dyan sa bandang Espanya, bandang Rojas Boulevard, Paco Circle, San Marcelino, bandang Quirino, at dyan naman sa bandang Pasay ay ibubuksan din daw yung PITC for parking nitong mga magsisidalo dyan. At meron ding mga isasarang kalye dyan sa paligid ng Quirino Grandstand. I don't have the list right now, pero ang naaalala ko yung Calao, South Drive, hindi ko kapisado yan. Basta may mga isasarang dyan, mga kalye. So, ang mga motorista natin ay yung mga north-south ay pinapayuhang magmaneho dyan sa bandang Taft Avenue, at yung mga galing naman sa R10 at pa-south-south ay pinapayuhang mag-drive, magmaneho dyan sa may bandang Intramuros.
Yung mga...
Okay, that's it. Narinig na po, no? That's the latest news that I managed to gather. And make sure that itong rally, peace rally na po, nationwide ito, no? Nationwide. Make sure that, we follow instructions when we participate or participating in this peace rally scheduled on Monday, January 13. Monday po. Don't forget pala, no? If you want to replay or you want to watch again my program, daily program po, you can go to YouTube. Ang ko is NickTalk, NickTalk 21. Nandyan po lahat ang mga previous daily programs ko po, no? Sa NickTalk, The Real Talk with Nico. And kung pwede, subscribe. Subscribe po, kung pwede po, no? Yan ang hingi ko sa inyo. Anyway, you don't worry. I will be monitoring the situation dito po hanggang bukas pa man ako dito. My flight will be in the afternoon. So, I'll see. Later on, I'll try to visit some areas dito, particularly itong Quirino Grandstand. I just want to see ang preparations doon po. So, at least you will have an idea how big, how serious, big is this huge crowd that we are expecting to see come January 13 or some Monday. Hopefully po, the weather will be favorable. The weather will be favorable. And we will be on the watch also kung ano mga updates or mga announcement ng Marcos administration when it comes to the scheduled January 13 rally organized by the, sabihin natin, Iglesia ni Cristo po, no? So that's I will make sure that you will be properly informed, no? Updated talaga po, no? When it comes to this event, to this big event, and most likely it will be record breaking po, Guinness record breaking. And of course the rally, peace rally, it is organized nationwide and it is open to everybody. And I was made to understand even the group of Pastor Kiboloy will also be joining. And of course, politicians will be joining. But make sure that you you just like Congressman Marcoleta announced or confirmed that he will be participating also because he's a member of the INC, no? INC, and he will abide with whatever ruling of the rally. So yun lang po, dapat din we will also abide, adhere ang whatever advices or ruling that they will be imposing during the peace rally nationwide on Monday. On Monday po. So siguro hanggang dito na lang ang Saturday episode natin po. And as what I said, I will make sure that you will be properly updated. No? Updated when it comes to this whatever news, whatever activities dito sa Maynila po. No? And of course, I will be giving you some news also. From time to time, what is happening sa mga Filipino overseas Filipino workers and migrant workers, Filipino migrants dyan sa Malaysia, particularly sa Sabah, and very specific dito po o dyan po sa Kota Kinabalu City, of which that's my residence, no? My residence. So wala na tayong time, and I think this is it. This is it. I would like to say, sabihin natin, happy weekend sa inyong lahat. Happy weekend. Make sure that Saturday, today, and Sunday will be a family, sabihin natin, gathering po. No? Make sure, and then make sure that we will do our religious obligation Sunday, especially those who are embracing the Roman Catholic faith. Mga Kristiyano po, wherein Sunday is a religious, we should do our religious obligations or papunta tayo or magsimba tayo po. No? Magsimba tayo. So, ano pa? Wala na yata, no? Wala na yata. I'll try to, once I reach Quirino Grandstand, kung okay ang signal doon, I'll try to do another live vlogging to show to you na kumusta ang preparasyon ng peace rally. So in the meantime, si Nico once again would like to say, don't forget, if you want to replay ang mga vlogging programs ko po, punta lang kayo sa YouTube and you will see Nicktok 21. Press lang kayo yon, Nicktok 21. Nandyan po lahat ang ang mga previous vlogging po. No? It's a daily vlogging po, and you will hopefully you will be entertained. You will sabihin natin be updated on what is happening, not only in Sabah or in Malaysia, but also in the Philippines and elsewhere in this world. Si Nico would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all, and see you tomorrow. Bye. I love you.